I've never seen such a vicious 80-year-old girl. The cute little monkey just took a little sip from her. She crushed the monkey with her 50-year-old foot. Hearing the old lady's screams, the zookeeper rushed in. They were shocked to see the old woman bitten. After the zookeeper introduced her, it turns out that the one who bit the wife is a mutant monkey from a primitive tribe. It's said that an oversized rat climbed up the tree. The monkey gave birth to a breed of monkeys. These monkeys are vicious and carry horrible bacteria. Bitten by a mutant monkey, you must bite wherever it cuts. The administrator advised the wife, go home and sterilize the wound with sulfuric acid, or you'll become a zombie. But the wife scolded him. Sulfuric acid is her daily toner. It's a waste to sterilize it. The wife, who didn't listen to him, asked her son to take her home. However, they didn't realize that the mutant monkey was carrying a disease. Just a month ago, the zoology expert with glasses, in order to study this mysterious mutant monkey, he hired a group of indigenous translators. They went with him to the primitive tribe to steal the mutant monkey, but it was discovered by the tribesmen. The primitive tribesmen regarded the mutant monkeys as sacred. How could they let them steal it? So the army chased them with spears and arrows. The expert and the interpreter were caught. The eyeglasses expert is an educated man, so he took out a pass. He told the crowd that it's legal to catch rats, but he was treated like toilet paper by a bunch of uncivilized people. In that case, we can't blame the expert for being polite before being aggressive.
New Zealand Zoo official, this monkey is going to Newtown.
Seeing such a lousy native interpreter, the expert grabbed a machete and cut the rope. With the mutant monkey on his back, he made a quick getaway. After passing through a winding canyon, the expert finally met up with a two-man army. The off-road vehicle has been waiting for a long time. Step on the accelerator. Out of third gear, the expert jumped into the car with the cage. However, as they were retreating, the mutant monkey inside the cage hurt the expert's left hand.
The little bugger bit me. Singaya. Singaya! You got the bite. There's some petrol in the Jeep.
The expert told them they could sterilize it with disinfectant. Instead, the indigenous interpreter pulled out a machete.
What are you doing?
After cutting off his left hand, we found out that the expert's right arm was sick. After the right arm, they found out that his head had been bitten, and so, the expert died in a foreign land. The other three natives took advantage of the situation. They sold the mutant monkey to the zoo for 30 yuan. They sold the mutant monkey to the zoo. Unbeknownst to them, this move destroyed a town. When she got home, she suddenly started having convulsions in her sleep. Her wounds began to deteriorate. The next morning, she woke up and prepared to put on some beautiful makeup. But as soon as she did, the 80-year-old girl was bitten by a mutant monkey. But that night, her body began to mutate. She woke up early the next morning, ready to put on a beautiful makeup. Unexpectedly, her face skin was torn off. I didn't realize that the wife's skin was so thin. At that moment, there was an important guest downstairs who was about to meet her in order to help his mother out of the embarrassing situation. My son took out a bottle of the 50 glue. A simple operation, no needles, no medicine, no stitches, and the wife's face was restored. At that moment, the son's girlfriend came to visit, but the dog rushed upstairs. Then came the screams of the wife. The two of them felt something was wrong and rushed upstairs to check the situation. They saw her sitting on the bed with her mouth full of tomato juice. There was still a bunch of hair in her mouth that she hadn't swallowed. The son couldn't believe what he saw. He had to pull the hair out of the wife's mouth. It was only then that his girlfriend realized.
Your mother ate my dog!
Not all of it.
While they were hesitating, the wife suddenly woke up and rushed towards the little girl like a madwoman. The two of them kept arguing, not giving way to each other. The son reacted and jumped on the girl. The old woman was in critical condition until the nurse arrived. After a diagnosis,
Your mother's dead, Lionel.
the son was devastated by the news. The nurse saw how sad he was, so she comforted him, who knew that the next moment, the wife broke the nurse's neck and turned to her son. I didn't realize she was so tough when she came back from the dead. Faced with his own mother's coercion, the son couldn't back down. He picked up a vase and clanged it. But he didn't realize that his mother was already tough as nails. Before he could finish her off, The nurse behind him was revived as a zombie. The son took the opportunity to retreat to the basement door. The old mother and the nurse started to attack him again. Unexpectedly, the son made a flash. The nurse, who was decapitated, didn't know what to do, so the son had to help her. The son locked his mutated mother in the basement. Then he went out with his girlfriend. But one day, his mother broke through the basement door and rushed out into the street. Strangely, the old woman didn't attack the pedestrians. She just stumbled in one direction. But the next moment, the old woman was knocked into her son's side. The son saw that it was his mother. In order to prevent her from hurting the innocent, he took out a super tranquilizer and put it all in. At that moment, people who witnessed the accident came to eat. The son had no choice but to say that his mother died in the accident. Then he started to hold a funeral for his mother. The son knew that his mother's body would mutate again, so he took a shovel and went to dig it up and destroy it. While he was digging, a bunch of little Kalamis came running up to him. They all thought he was a necrophiliac, and they beat him up, and another Kalami pissed on his mother's grave.
It's my mother you're pissing on.
It's all or nothing. He was pissing on a grave in the middle of the night. Unbeknownst to him, the grave hid a monster that he would regret for the rest of his life. As Shakespeare said, there is no such thing as an easy death, but the more people who die, the more people who die easily. The guys next to me had 10-year-old high hemorrhoids. They all ran away, but there was no escape. The completely mutated wives rushed forward and offered them kisses. Within a few moments, the little Kalamis were all infected with corpse poison. They turned into her puppets. The zombies are coming straight at him. He can't retreat. The priest from the church suddenly arrived.
Evil is amongst us. Stay back, boy. This calls for divine intervention.
The priest is not only a righteous man, he's also a good fighter. He's already knocked the zombies out of their seats. Apparently, the priest has learned from Bruce Lee.
I kick ass for the Lord!
The zombies are no match for him. The killing kick is very powerful. The priest never thought that the zombie's head would land on his shoulder. He even took a bite out of himself. He was so furious that he was ready to vent his anger, but the result... 6 or 7 people in a row became zombies. In order not to make things worse, Sophie brought all the zombies home and adopted them. What he didn't expect was that the zombie priest had a crush on the zombie nurse. Whenever there's a chance, the two zombies got together and planned to breed. At this moment, the uncle of the stupid son came to visit. Suddenly, he heard a strange sound coming from the room. He couldn't stop him, so he listens in.
Looks like the one with the donkey in the chambermaid.
Finally, my son waits for his uncle to leave and opens the door to take a look. The zombie priest and the zombie nurse had already done something. What I didn't expect was that night, the nurse zombie's stomach suddenly grew. It seems that the zombie baby is about to be born. The man found a pair of sticky little feet, so he picked them up and took a look. It turns out to be a zombie baby, a cute little zombie baby, and he was nosy enough to pick up a dead rat. When the man was surprised, terrified, the man hurriedly picked up a toilet and covered the zombie baby. It turns out that the man has taken in a group of zombies to feed them. The priest fell in love with the nurse at first sight. When they fell in love, the two of them became a couple. That night, the nurse's stomach grew. The baby zombie was born. The man saw that the zombie baby was still young, so he planned to raise him alone. Passers-by praised him for being a good boy, but the man's carelessness almost overturned the car. Watching others take care of the baby, the man followed suit. The man watched others tease the baby with dolls, so he took out a doll and followed suit. The doll was torn to pieces by the zombie baby, and the stroller flew out. The man panicked. He's chasing after it. The trolley flipped over and the baby zombie came out. Who wouldn't love such a cute zombie baby? The man spared no effort in chasing after it. The baby zombie continues to run away. A few children are playing in front of him, but the zombie baby is approaching step by step. At the last critical moment, the man finally caught up. In order to teach this disobedient baby a lesson, the man hugged him and gave him a fierce hammering. I've never seen such a cruel man. He's so brutal even to a baby. The zombie baby was trampled by the man. Then he took out a bag and prepared to pack him up. Unexpectedly, he lost his balance and fell on his back. The zombie baby took the opportunity to attack. After a few operations, it's finally done. You'd better go home with me, you bastard. Braindead, released in 1992, is a horror comedy. It's a horror comedy with an aesthetic of violence. Many of the scenes in the film have become childhood memories for many people. Scary and funny. It's a rare film. That's all for today's film commentary. I'm Heaven. See you next time.